Quest News Edition 4, with news and pictures of people and places from around the wide world of Quest. In this edition we visit France, Japan and Indonesia. We begin at Neuilly in Paris, a centre of excellence for fragrances and the most important city in the world for both fashion and fragrances. This is Jean-Louis Delpech, Director and General Manager of Quest France, a driving force in this highly creative enterprise. When we spoke to him, we said, Paris is without doubt the most important city in the world as far as fragrances are concerned. Did it take long to establish Quest here as a major player?
Well, we could say that 3 years was the proper time. Indeed, it was not easy to establish Quest in the very first place, due to the fact that Quest was pretty unknown, obviously because the Quest name, in fact, was just invented, and also the mother companies, I would say, were not particularly well known in this area. However, after shaping up or reshaping the, I would say, the team, or rebuilding the team, and more precisely, with coming over to join the team of Pierre Bourdon, who was a top creative perfumer in this area, and of Barbara Laporte, who was also in the field of, I would say, sales, one of the top persons in the Paris scene. I think we've been able to achieve, faster than we ever expected, the implementation of Quest in on the Paris scene.
Next we talk to Barbara Laporte. Her official Quest title is Business Industry Manager, known as a BIM. And she is responsible for the company's relationship with customers. We asked her, what are the strengths of Quest as far as customers are concerned?
I would say it's contrasts between big and small, between a huge organization, between the possibility to buy and to produce and to have a lot of support, particularly from Ashford, and the fact that we are a small team here, very rapid, very quick, and that we are extremely efficient. So we don't get mixed up with a lot of structures here in Quest Neuilly, but we know that we've got a strong backup elsewhere.
So you can respond pretty quickly?
Yeah, and I think that's what makes us so a lot of people come to see us now because they know that we answer very quickly and very creatively. And with a lot of, we work also with Yves de Chiris, who gives us a lot of marketing background, so it works quick and very targeted. I think when we answer brief, we try to be much more targeted than competitors, who would tend, well, I think we take more risk also because we are challengers, so that we go further in our creation, further in our whole way of thinking out the project. So the risk is bigger, but the chance to win is bigger too.
Yves de Chiris has international marketing responsibilities, and he's devised a unique way of visualizing fragrances. We asked him to explain.
Yes, one of the major problems you have in fragrance is one of communications. You'll find that most marketing directors will dominate distribution, communication, packaging, but this yellow liquid here, which you have here, that's in this bottle, is really a myth to them, and they can't grip it. It creates a tremendous frustration, and because it creates frustration, they don't spend enough time with us, if you like. Right. So what we've really worked very hard at is creating a series of communication tools which will enable the customer to actually work as a partner with us and actually contribute in the creation of the fragrance and make him feel comfortable with the whole thing.
How exactly does it work?
And it's a visual tool, and it explains the structure of a fragrance, which you have here. I visualized the harmony of the fragrance in the geometrical figure represented by the triangle.
What Yves de Cherise showed us was truly a completely new way of looking at the characteristics of individual fragrances, of comparing one with another, and of visualizing just what it is that makes one particular perfume that little bit different from all the others. This system can also be used to show how a new fragrance relates to current market trends, and it can reveal gaps in the market. Once you understand Yves de Cherise's system, and it only takes a few minutes to grasp the basics, it is easy to visualize a fragrance in great detail and with enormous subtlety. It's also easy to see what an attractive system it must be for Quest customers. Yves de Cherise's graphic system, using what he calls lignes de force, or lines of force, also plays an important part in animated and creative marketing discussions at NUI. The Quest News camera was allowed to eavesdrop at one such meeting. Later, we asked Pierre Bourdon, how do you see trends in the fragrance market developing?
Well, I think there are, like there have always been, there are two trends. One is a need for freshness. Maybe it's because the planet is getting warmer. The market requires freshness for men or for women. So that definitely, it will be a long story, is going to last very long. This search for freshness will be the trend for the next 10 years. So that's one aspect, and softness is the other word. I think all these provocative fragrances, this trend is over. Now we need soft fragrances, less aggressive, strong, powerful, all right, but very soft, much softer than they were before.
Finally, I understand that the Quest team has had some important wins recently.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us about them?
Well, since we are talking to people from our group, there is less secrecy. We've done a perfume for Thierry Mugler, who is the French designer, so that's a wonderful piece of work. We've done a fragrance for Shiseido, Serge Lutens, in Paris. We've just won a fragrance in Germany for Lancaster, which is going to be one of the Yop range. We have done a new version of Kouros for Yves Saint Laurent. We have done a small piece of business for L'Oréal, believe it or not. So I think that's not too bad. And one fragrance in Spain for Ballesteros with a golf player. So that's already 6 nice wins, and I'm sure that within 6 months we'll have 6 others at least.
At Meyroux, some 40 kilometers from Neuilly, and, when the Channel Tunnel opens, very convenient too for Ashford in the UK, are the offices, warehouses and production area of the Quest France compounding facility. It is managed by Michel Dondon, with a small and dedicated team. Serge Weber is the starting point. He's the planner. All incoming orders arrive here, and it is Serge who is responsible for making sure that all the required materials are always available. Donald Boulanger is a stockkeeper. He buys all the raw materials from Ashford. It is his responsibility to maintain the stock levels and ensure that they're correctly rotated. Marie-Claude Van Poek looks after the actual ordering of stocks from Ashford. Ashford is, of course, the most important source of materials for Meyroux, but others come from all over the world, particularly the USA and Germany. These raw materials are ordered direct from Neuilly. We asked Michel Dondon, what are the achievements over the past few years that you're most proud of?
I think we are proud with this installation, the new offices, the new compounding facilities. It's very important for the future. We thought it in a positive way. So we are able to face all the problems, nowadays problems for the customers, but also for the future to have more big batches, to be ready to lower our stock level or to deliver in a very, very short time. It's the way we have made all these installations.
Meyroux is already a busy and productive facility, and it's clear that as the perfumers and marketing people at Neuilly move into top gear, it is destined to become even busier. It's also clear that Michel Dondon and his team can handle it. These are the offices of Quest Japan. Louis Zomer is president of Quest Japan and vice president for fragrances for the whole Asia-Pacific region.
I see. And that was at the YCAC.
In running the Japanese operation, he is assisted by Mr. Hiro Miyakawa.
And then at the end we had to go to the
Mr. Zomer told us that in Japan, service matters enormously. The most crucial questions are, can we deliver on time? Can we deliver the right quality all the time? And it's only when these questions have been satisfactorily answered and this consistency of product and delivery have been established that price becomes an important part of the equation for the customer. The market in Japan for both foods and fragrances is very fragmented. In the Japanese food market alone, there are about 10,000 new product launches each year. And in the fragrance market, there are about 5,000 to 6,000. Some of them will only be a few months on the market, but some may be there for a long time. What's more, many of the products on the market are constantly being updated and changed, so there is tremendous pressure on the Quest laboratory and marketing people to keep on coming up with new product ideas. This is why it's absolutely essential that Quest has a local product development team which can respond quickly to customer demands. In such a pressurized market, it also helps to be able to develop products in anticipation of such demands. And this is another task faced by the teams. In the Japanese market, says Mr. Zomer, one salesman often deals with no more than 1 or 2 major customers, and maybe a few smaller ones. He is there almost daily. He discusses at all levels with many departments a range of new product launches that are being developed all the time. The Quest salespeople have the support of a large marketing group which selects flavors and fragrances, and beyond that, they have the support of a laboratory to develop new products. In recent years, Japan has become one of the most innovative markets in both foods and fragrances. The Japanese market was first to successfully develop a concentrated detergent. The Japanese fragrance market is still more than half the potential of the Asia-Pacific region, which is why the laboratory is concentrating most of its time on fragrances for Japan. Quest Japan is a fragrance development center with 3 very high-level perfumers who concentrate mainly on the northern segment of the Asia-Pacific region, including Japan, Korea, and Taiwan. Land in Japan is extremely expensive, and availability of land within the urban areas is just about zero. Everything is built up and used up. This is the Quest production facility. Quest customers do not have reasonable-sized warehouses, so they order very frequently in small quantities, which puts a heavy burden on Quest Japan, because they usually have to supply customers with product within a few days. It was the Japanese who invented the concept of just-in-time delivery, another of their innovations which has swept around the world. The implications of these twin pressures on both space and time for companies such as Quest Japan is that they too have to learn to operate within these limitations. As Mr. Zomer says, we do not have huge warehouse capabilities, but we do carry a reasonable size inventory, and we fight a continuing battle to save space.
This is